Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. So once again, things have been relatively light on news. I would again say there's nothing huge here, but we of course stay up to date here with everything. So first of all, Avatar in concert, some new dates, but also most notably new locations have been announced. So they posted this on like the official Instagram and stuff like that. So what we have here is 2 locations in Germany, 1 location in the Netherlands, 1 for Australia, and then there is a 3rd date for San Francisco as well. So you can see that gets kind of covered here. February 23rd, San Francisco, April 27th in Dusseldorf, Germany, April 28th in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, April 30th in Berlin, Germany, and June 15th in Perth, Australia. So that's good. We go into a very different location in Australia. In addition to France, we also have Germany now and the Netherlands for Europe. There's obviously still locations where like they're not doing any, like I know for instance like Brazil has a very big Avatar fandom. You know, I'd be surprised if they didn't eventually do a Brazilian date. For myself, I would like an Ireland date, but I'm not sure if it's going to happen. A lot of this depends on like, okay, like a lot of this stuff, how's it going to do when they start expanding this out? Is everything going to sell out? And then when the first shows actually start to happen, how well does it overall do? But, you know, it's shaping up pretty well. I think there is just a lot of excitement about this, and I'm intrigued to see how it goes and like what they're selling there in terms of merchandise associated with this. I think we pretty much know they're going to sell the kind of poster here as some sort of an art print. We'll see if they have extra copies of the vinyl and if they have anything else. So will be interesting to see because, you know, a big Avatar event like this, you know, it doesn't happen that often. So it's an interesting one. And again, the tour dates, as you can see here, this is everything, including the new dates, just all in order. So you can see London, France, London again, San Francisco, San Francisco, San Francisco, 2 in Brooklyn. There's Germany, Netherlands, Germany, Australia. Now, interestingly, like seeing it all here in order, you can see that like there's some pretty big gaps ultimately. Like, okay, we start off towards the end of January, a couple of dates in February, but there's actually some kind of pretty big gaps here. Like after London, it's like nearly 2 weeks before the next show, and then it's obviously San Francisco all in a row. We skip into March then for the New York shows. We skip to April for the German show. Then they go to Netherlands and then back to Germany. That's a little bit kind of weird, but I guess, you know, they're relatively close together countries. And then a big jump here between April and June. So there's clearly space here for more shows to be added. Like surely there's going to be something in May. You know, there's room obviously in the whole rest of March basically and the start of April for stuff. So they say here, I assume they would take this away when they're done announcing shows. We're still in the stages of this expanding, and it'll be interesting to see how this all kind of pans out. So yeah, tickets are available pretty much everywhere. London doesn't have any available anymore. You can see here, Germany, Netherlands, Germany are available. And then the Australia show is going to be on sale tomorrow, December 15th. So definitely just keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, like, I don't think there's been any extra like additions to this. Yeah, it's nothing else really to say. Again, a reminder that it's not just book 1; it is the 3 seasons. So we'll see how that goes with regards to say like the rest of the soundtracks. Like when's book 2 going to get announced for like the vinyl and the general release of that album? It'll be interesting to see. Then the rest of the news is not really confirmed Avatar news, so we'll start with this. So Randy Rebay, author of the upcoming Roku novel, posted this on his Instagram story. So he just says, in other news, and he posts the basically statistics from a novel, obviously based on what these are, like pages, the amount of words and stuff like that. That fits in line with a novel. He writes young adult novels. That's what the Avatar novel is. But interestingly, he has a YA book separate from the Avatar novel, also coming out in August 2024. So he has books coming out, like I think it's August 20th, and then the other book is out August 27th. So they're really close together, back to back, and the expectation is that it's probably going to be in or around the same length as the Avatar novel. So we don't know if these statistics are specifically from the Roku novel or his kind of own original book. But it's just an interesting one to kind of look at and kind of do some analysis on. So, if we look at the Recce of Roku, the kind of description here, you can see it has a tentative page count of 368. But of course, this one says 393. But then if you look up the other book, which is Everything We Never Had by Randy Rebay, again, it's YA, August 27th. If you look up this, you can see here it says that it's going to be 354 pages, but again, it's a rough estimate. But interestingly, this one is higher than this one, and obviously this is nearly 400 pages in what's going on here. Now, so the page count maybe isn't the super representative of directly, but I think in terms of word count, that puts this as, that would be the second longest Avatar novel, because of course the Rise of Kyoshi is over 400 pages long. And that's why it was kind of a surprise with the books following that they were basically 100 pages shorter than the Kyoshi book. So this would make it the second longest one, nearly 400 pages. So that's interesting. I definitely would be intrigued to see that, because I would definitely say that the Rise of Kyoshi stands out as, I think, being a little bit more solidly overall constructed, and it uses that extra page count well, and some of the other books I think could have used an extra couple of pages. So it'll be interesting just to see if this means anything, if this is specifically the Roku book or it's the other one. It's very hard to tell how much can you even get from just knowing the page count, but I think people like to know, of like, is it going to be on the longer end like the first novel, or what's happening here? Are they just locked into it has to be a very specific page count, or as a new author, is he allowed to do something different? That's going to be an interesting point here. Otherwise, this was just brought to my attention yesterday. This is again the careers page on Paramount, where we've got Avatar Studios job listings before. Now, this is not confirmed to be Avatar related, but it kind of feels like, well, it sort of fits kind of being Avatar related, because it's like, okay, here's the job. CG generalist with focus in FX for a 2D unannounced action series. And then it specifies down here in the summary, this is a 2D action adventure / fantasy series. And so it's like, this is specific for, apparently, Nickelodeon Animation Studios. So it doesn't specify Avatar Studios, but if it's for something unannounced and they don't want to reveal what it is, saying it's Avatar Studios would obviously give away that it's Avatar. So because of that weird situation where, like, technically, like, Avatar Studios is still, like, attached to Nickelodeon, which is attached to Paramount, could it be that, or is it talking about kind of other stuff? So they say, like, some of our other original animated series include SpongeBob, Rugrats, Star Trek, all this sort of stuff. So it doesn't specify Avatar here, and it probably means that this series is obviously not one of these things. And so Avatar really fits, because we don't actually know what the status is of a potential first series for Avatar Studios. The rumors are telling us that they have plans for all of this stuff. We know the official plan is that they want to do multiple projects, including movies and shows, but they've not officially announced the first series. As much as, like, it's been probably the most real sounding, maybe, rumors about Earth Avatar After Korra series and stuff like that, that's not confirmed, and they've not said anything official. So is that what's maybe happening here? This is maybe our first kind of sign that, like, okay, we're maybe on the verge of maybe hearing stuff about this. Otherwise, like, I don't think there's anything else really to read into in terms of what is said here. anime style 2D and 3D FX. That fits with some of the descriptions for Avatar before, where there was a lot of discussion about is it going to be 2D or 3D. Obviously, this listing specifies it is 2D, but incorporating 3D elements, which is exactly what we know the Avatar Studios animation style is kind of planned to be. So, is this actually surprisingly maybe the big news from the video? It's hard to say. Typically, I don't usually associate Nickelodeon with really action-adventure or even especially fantasy. But Avatar, that basically is Avatar's genre. It's action-adventure fantasy, yes. 100%. So, it kind of feels like this has to be what it is. So, let me know, of course, in the comments what you think of this. Is this maybe our first insight into the first series for Avatar? It's not a movie, it's a series. So that's exciting. What are your thoughts on this and the potential idea that maybe The Reckoning of Roku is longer than some of the previous books, but maybe not as long as Rise of Kyoshi? Or do you perhaps maybe have strong feelings that this isn't even about the Roku novel? So there's that. And then, yeah, the new concert dates. Does this change anything for you? Does this suddenly mean, yep, for sure I'm going because German one is good for me, Australia one is good for me? Definitely want to know what your thoughts are on that. But otherwise, yeah, we're just waiting for the kind of last couple of pieces of news for the year. Which I really do feel at this point is just waiting for probably December solicitations to kind of come out to see if there's any kind of updates or new books announced for this month. So that will probably be over the next couple of days, probably for sure by sometime next week. We'll probably know if we're pretty much done for the year, but just have to wait and see. Otherwise, yeah, I do have my 2 big end of year videos pretty much ready to go. Like at this point, I basically nearly more or less finished the Avatar year in review video. So that's basically ready to go, where if nothing changes, all I have to do is like record like literally like 1 minute right at the end, and that video is done. Otherwise, yeah, it's set up for I can easily switch some things around if there is some kind of updated information before the end of the year. And then the 2024 preview video is also just waiting to see what the final dates are that we have for books for next year at the end of this year. So yeah, in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on the news for this video. But that has been it. Thanks for watching, and bye.